Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we're going to work on a pair of earrings using pieces from my Thunderhorse Descendants Found Objects Challenge pack. Now these are generally pretty fun. For $8, and I think it's $8.30, you order from Thunderhorse Descendant a Found Objects Challenge kit. Now these are not... You'll have no clue what you're going to get. Nobody gets the same thing. And these are specifically done to challenge you to come up with something from what these pieces are. And it's pretty simple, more or less. You don't have any specific things you have to do. You just want to challenge yourself with whatever these things are to make something cool. So I have designed a pair of earrings with some of mine. So let's turn down and we'll get started on those. So these are the pieces I have. These are really cool. I liked these a lot. So we got two of these, and then these were on a card that Randy gets a lot of these things. Randy from Thunderhorse Descendant, who brings these two things to us from either de-stash groups or from estate sales, whatever she can find that she can get some fun things from. So that's what these are. And then, so what I want to do is I've got some wire here. I'm going to cut these down. I don't want them to be quite that long. So the holes go right here and right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some wire, and we're going to put it through these. And I want a couple of pearls down here with the chain pieces of these little pearls, and bing, bing. And then I'm going to try to put two above as well when I put the wire in, so that we can bring these colors all together. Now this is not quite the same color, but it's close enough. So what I'm going to want to try and do, come on wire, come out. Take a small piece of wire, we don't need much. And I want to, if this will work, I'm hoping it will, take my wire, let's see if it'll go through my pearls here. Come on. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our wire in here, and it's actually going to have to go, and because I don't see a way that I can actually, come on you, ouch, poking myself. Go here, and then with the little crystals, I don't want the whole thing, so I'm thinking like here. Now, because I'm not sure where I'm going to have to cut the come on, go on there. So go like this. Oh, that's a little tight because we don't want it to squish it there. I'll go here and cut that off. Then we're going to twist our wire around. And it's going to go in here. But I don't want it to go through the other side yet because I want this to bend around here. Go that way. Like so. And then we're going to bend this back up here again. And it'll go through the other side, and I'll see about doing a little twist inside there with our wires so that we can lodge it. But like I say, we need to cut these down, and I need to decide where I want them cut, because we don't want them really, really long, but we don't want them really, really short either. I was thinking about put this right here and then cut along the bottom here. And then we'll see where that ends up being. That's interesting. Anyway, so I'm just going to cut these links right here. And put this aside. Now I need to cut the other one at these same lengths. So, or close to it anyway, as much as possible. So we'll take our little one, which would be this, sit it side by side. Oops, that still has the link in there. Okay. I'm going to set it side by side here. Come on, you've got an extra link up there that's kinked. Okay. So we want to see where we are in conjunction with the other one. So I'd say our cut goes right. Come here, you. Here. Bing. Okay, pretty sure these are about the same. Close enough for either side. Now we need our next one. Now, these chains are long and short enough that you can actually see this is the shorter one the longer one of the two, and it's right about at this chain right here. I'm going to just cut it right here. It's close enough to this one that it doesn't matter which one you cut and which one you don't cut, because as long as you get them about the same length. So about right here. And set this side this away. Yeah. So we'll put one for each of these. Now what we got to do is feed these onto here, making sure we have them going the same direction as far as the crystal is concerned. It wants to sit sideways. I wonder if I need to cut one more link off of this one. Let's do that, see what happens. Okay, since this was the long one, we need to do that with this one too, because they're going to be different lengths now if we don't. Oh, are you going to be different lengths, or did I get you both cut different? They look pretty close, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so this guy on here. Okay. Now what I want to do is take this wire here, and we're going to bend it right here where the second pearl is at. Come on, you. Now this has to go through this loop. Oh, come on, you. Don't give me any arguments. Now, if your wire wants to misbehave a lot, you might need a different size, which I have. This is 20 gauge. You might want to try with 21 or 22. Something that's just a little bit smaller. Okay, you guys, this is not cooperating well. Come on, over there. Now that's strange. That pearl should have not been on that side of the corner. It should have been on this side over here. Let's see if I can get this straightened out enough to get the pearl back over to the side it's supposed to be on. Pull it up as tight as you can, both sides. Now I'm going to just take and do a little wrap right here. Well, if I can get it to wrap, sort of. It's not behaving the way I want it to here. Okay. Because I need it to stay tight, because otherwise it's just going to pull out if that's where I have it at, and I don't want it to do that. I had thought about just doing and just cutting the wires off right here and tucking them down, and we may have to do that still because it needs to stay put. And I had thought doing a bit of a wrapped loop would help, but I'm not sure it's going to. So let's see if I can get it to do what I want. Okay, because it's going to have to be tucked down into there so that it doesn't wiggle around too much. Okay, let's cut the wire here. And see if we can't just get it to tuck inside that rim there. So that's all we really need it to do now, is tuck inside the rim so that it's not out poking at people. So okay, so there's this one. Now when we put the other one on, we'll put the chains the opposite direction so that they're facing the other way. But now for the top piece, what I'm going to do is simply, now this one will be a little different than this because the top piece is going to go through all right with no problem, and then we'll fold it up trying to keep the wire up above so you don't see it so much. So that's why I'm poking it like here. I want it to go up into the crevice right up there. Now what I'm going to do is just take a purl for either side here. And then we'll bring these two wires together. The one will tip up, and then this one is going to get yourself over there, tip down, and we're going to make a wrap loop right here. It's not quite behaving right, but we'll see what we can do here. Get hold. Whoop. Okay, there's our little wrap loop. We'll cut the end off here. And tuck her in. And then this top little piece is just going to become another little wrapped loop for where our earring wire will hook onto. So that's how we're going to look. Okay, doesn't feel too sharp. So there's earring number 1, mostly done. And we'll do the second one exactly the same, except for these will be backwards so that the smaller will be the other direction. So we need to get another little piece of wire out. Now this was the most difficult part, was getting this to behave the way I wanted it to in here. Because we did need to bring this all down in here. And we're going to put on the pearl. The shorter chain, medium, longer, and then the second pearl. Then we're going to do our bend right here. And we have to put those through the 2 sides of this. So one side here, and I'm going to put the big one through first so I don't have to worry about fighting with it so much. Then we'll push the small one through. And actually, if we do it at the same time, they actually should go in better. Come on, you. I know that I bent you right there. Stop it. Go up and in there. And then you go up and in there. And we'll just work it back and forth until we get them both up where we want them to be at. Just turn this some so that maybe it will come through easier. Come here, you. And now you. All the way. There we go. A little bit more of you. Okay. Now we'll bring these up and in. And I'm going to take it this time and bend this wire over here. And then when we get closer to the middle here, I'm going to bend it up. And do the same with this other one here. And hopefully we can get that tightened nicely instead of fighting with us like the last one did. We'll pull it out this way some so that we can wrap that a little easier. On you. Up. I will need to cut those off, and that's not as tight as I want it, but we will work on that as after I cut these off. Because what I'm going to do then is squish this down. I do it with my nylon jaw and hope to get it a little, that's better. But I can see it a little bit, so I'm going to try and go in right here and there and push down. And then we'll squish it with our nylon jaws again. Now I think it's probably a little looser than the other side, but it's not bad. It's close enough, I think. So there's this portion. Now we got to take, where'd that wire I cut off go? Well, heck, looks like I dropped it. Okay, I had dropped it like I suspected. So we'll put the one pearl on. Nope, we don't do that yet. Just put it on like this. Put pearl on this side. Bing. And pearl on the other side. This side's pretty kinked. Rose. Okay. Pearl. Go through. Pearl. Bend it up. Now, see, I've got this gap here that I've got coming up here in the wire. We won't want that there, so we're going to push that up. Bring you down, bring you down. Now they're going to go close to each other like the other one, like so. Ooh, there's something sharp there. I'm going to have to fix that. So now that we've got that like that, we're going to bend this one upwards, this one down, and wrap this one around the other one. So where's my pliers? I keep forgetting I put these grip things on my pliers, so I look for them and I can't find them, and I'm thinking, where the heck are they at? And they're right beside me, but they just look a little different because I have put these wraps on them. Okay, so we're going to do 2 and cut it off. And tuck them in. Okay. Now I'm going to bring this down a little bit because it looks like it's up. So there we go. Straighten that up some. And like I said, I can feel a sharp spot right here, so we want to see if we can't squish that down some. Where's my, there they are. Now we just have to decide how we're going to end these. Do we want to just make a little loop at the top and then bring them onto a wire or a post? But if we do, which one do we want? Because if we use a wire or a post, actually, I wonder. I think we're going to go probably with a post, but I got to find the one I want. Okay, I found what I want, and it's these howlite posts. I think they're not quite the same blue, but they're close enough that between the blues here and here, I think we'll do all right. So because these are like this, and we want them to go over, we're going to take our pliers, not you, and make a bend this direction. Now this one has a lot more wire, so I won't have to worry about having enough to wrap on this one. So then we're going to go over, up and over and around, bring her around, bring her down and through here. Leave a gap so that you have room to slide your post on. Go on your post in backwards so that when it goes through, it's going to turn and come to the front, like so. So then we want to hold this where these come together, and come on, giraffes, there they are. Wrap these up. Now we'll probably take, oh, I think I got left enough space. It looks like we got 3. Trim this off. And tuck her in. So now this has got a longer neck than I would have preferred, but it works. So there we go. There's our first earring. I'm going to see if I can't straighten this some. I will do this one same way. Up and over and around. Bring her down and around. Now this one has less wires, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I'm hoping that it will give me enough wraps so that it won't look bad, but come on, there we go. Now we'll grab our wires where they come together. And wrap this up. Come on, you, don't argue with me. Oop. And there's number 2. All done. Now the only thing I got to do is pull these little rubber pieces off of the back of our posts and put some post backs on. And I do have some where did I put them? They should be right here. I was just using them yesterday. So I'm going to have to definitely get used to having those grips on my pliers because I'm looking for them and thinking, what do I do with them? When they're there the whole time, it's just that they look a little different because I put the grips on them. So there we go. There's our earrings made from our Found Objects challenge bag for August from Thunderhorse Descendant. Aren't they pretty? I like them, though they are pretty long. I could have made the chains a little bit shorter, but they're all right. So here we go. Like I say, they're pretty long. They're actually a pretty nice length, I think. I like that length. I've always liked a long earrings, so definitely different than what I normally make, but I like them. Aren't those pretty? So I hope you enjoyed making them with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we have been using my August Found Objects Challenge bag from Thunderhorse Descendant to make these pretty, pretty earrings. Ta-da! I think they turned out really nicely. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.